Hey, fifth graders. So I want to talk about 3.2 now. You've watched Mr. Trenda's first video, or maybe both of them, and I know yesterday you did 3.2a, which I just explained. I want to kind of simplify the rest of this problem for you because I want you to do 3.2 part B and then we're going to do, I'll explain part D, we're going to skip C, and then we're going to do part of 3.3a, or problem 3.3. So basically, it's asking you if there's a smartphone plan that charges 3 cents per text messages. If you were to make a table based on different monthly charges for different amounts of text messages, what would the cost be? So one very easy table to make would be to make a T-chart. And so you could do texts and then charges. And so it's asking us to do 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, and 2,500. And we know that it's 3 cents per text message. So basically we're just multiplying, right? This times 0.3, which happens to be $15 for 500 text messages. It's going to kind of add up in terms of expenses. So then it's asking you, how is the monthly charge B for text messages related to the number of text messages N? And write an equation that represents that. So we know that there are things that depend on other things. So we know that the charge, or B, depends on the number of messages, N messages. Okay, so in other words, the B is the N times 3 cents. And according to Mr. Trenda's video, which I agreed to, we want to write that as B equals 3 times N, or just that. Okay, so there's your equation. I would like you to do this part B in addition to those other parts there. And I'm not going to have you worry about part 3 for now. Okay, we're going to skip that. And if you're interested in about converting measurements from inches to centimeters, you could do that. We are going to also skip part C. And then we get into part D here. And it's asking, it's focusing here about this equation, right? And just as we did the charges of 3 cents per message, that's in the same format of this, okay, where y is the dependent variable, m is the rate, okay, it's really a unit rate, and x is the independent variable, because that doesn't really change. We have 1,000 text messages. How much will it cost? We have 3,000. How much will it cost? Now, here we have this equation, y equals 2x. So basically, let's pretend that it's text messages, and everyone costs $2. So if we were to actually graph that, all right, so you guys are not going to need to do this in your assignment. I'm just showing you. So this would be the number of, let's say, texts, for example. And then this would be the overall cost. So this we could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 as well. You can see that for every text message, if this was the first equation, let's call this one the blue one, right? For every one, it would be $2. 2 would be 4, 3 would be 6, and your line would look like that, okay? I'll make a green one here. If it was half that, 1 was 50 cents, it would be like here, 2 would be $1, 3. So you could see that this graph, if I can graph it a little bit better, is much less steep because the cost is much less per. And if we went 1.5, well, that would be 1.5 and then 3 and 4.5. You can see that that is closer to being steeper again. And let's do the last one. You can see here, 1 text, $1, 2 text, $2. That is exactly a straight line going that way. Okay. So just know this is kind of how you can see this in a graph. Now we're going to move on to lesson 3.3.